Oh, yes, indeedy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the DS and TW Racing League. Tonight it is a 100 lapper here at Fairbury Speedway. Forget that racing format there on the right. That was forgotten to be updated. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Munro in the box with you tonight, calling all the action. We've just joined the field here in qualifying at the moment, so it's going to be a quick sort of 2-lap shootout here for the Dick Slappers 100. But it's the name of the event, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to get rid of that starting lights there in the middle of the screen. That's a bit strange. Hopefully that goes away throughout the rest of the broadcast. But your championship leader is on top of the timing tree at the moment. Braden Watson there in the 93 car. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, looking good. He's updated the paint job from that that rather striking green and purple, red, whatever the hell the color that thing was. Welcome everyone to the stream. We're up on Facebook. Let's have a look. Let us know out there in the chat. We are live. It looks like excellent stuff. Jordan Patterson joining us there in the chat saying rainy is always slow. Well, that is I wouldn't say that. I think he's about 5th or 6th in the championship standings, so he's up there. He's up there, ladies and gentlemen. Knows how to steer one of these cars, that is for sure. Just waiting on Kenny to finish off his lap, which he has. Braden Watson takes pole position here in the opening lone qualifying. Actually, no, it's Kenny Nicholas that's still going around. But we'll be finished up with that shortly, and we'll be into the heat racing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, gridding up for the first heat of the evening. Let's turn that music off, ladies and gentlemen. Braden Watson will lead the pack here with Lucas Hines on his outside. Chase Reinerson, Blake Daniels, Mason Rainey and Andrew Wagner there in the 11 car. Going to be a quick fire shootout here. 10 laps. Will not take long around here. A lap is about 11 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look forward to all the action here. We've got... for some reason, my TV cameras are not working. Excellent stuff. Getting ready for a start now, ladies and gentlemen. 10 laps to go here. You can see Braden Watson warming up those tyres in typical fashion that he does. Huge Rhino fan tonight. He's up there, Chase Reinerson. He's been putting in some good results as of late as well. Braden Watson doing 2 things at once. CFR, let's go. All right. We are ready for a start, ladies and gentlemen. Green, green, green. And it's Watson straight to the front with the 8 car of Lucas Hines sliding in on his 6 there with the 7 car all the way around the top of the circuit. Look at the 5 of that. That is Blake Daniels now up on the inside of him. Looking very speedy indeed, as you can see them all coming around here for the second time now. It's Watson in the lead. We've got Lucas Hines just behind him. Hasn't lost touch with him yet. Blake Daniels there, not too far behind as well, as they all choose the low line now as they sort themselves out into single file. They go. Blake Daniels, though, giving Hines a bit of a hurry up here in that 5 car. Very nicely done indeed. Just keeping in touch with this top 3 that are just starting to eke out a little bit of a gap back to the rest of the field there, with Rhino just dropping off the pace. But it looks like Blake Daniels now is poised to strike here on Hines. He's just dropped off the face of the earth there in the old connection stakes. But let's go on board here with Blake Daniels. Or let's not, because my My bloody keyboard has stopped working. That is absolutely insane stuff. What a time for that to happen. But we got 5 laps to go. And oh, there's a wall tap there from Hines. That's going to let Blake Daniels up the inside, easy as you like. And now he will be under pressure again, because I tell you what, Lucas Hines is not going to give this up without a fight. He goes around the top on the high line now, just scraping the outside wall there as well, giving it every inch that he has in the bank. And wow, he's got that high line pretty much sorted out here. They go side by side, but Blake Daniels still has the advantage of the inside run, but now a little bit of a contact there between the two drivers, and it will be Hines that has the advantage now, can swoop around back into P2 he goes. But I tell you what, he'll just need to consolidate this. He gets down to that low line, and that will be it. All she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. We're on to the final lap of the race now. It's Braden Watson out in front as he turns through 3 and 4 for the final time. He will take the checkered flag in the first of the heats. Lucas Hines takes P2, Blake Daniels P3. Reinerson, whoa! Reinerson and Rainey there getting tangled up together across the line. That's Reinerson P4, Rainey P5, and Wagner P6. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the second of the heats here tonight. Dalton Lane leads them out with Sam Mars around the outside. We've got Jacob Bland behind them with Trent Dalton, Robert Rainey, Daddy, and Brian Keane at the very back. This is the second of the heats here. You got a bit of sling burn there, did Braden Watson. Absolutely tight little circuit tonight here at Fairbury. Tell you what, 100 laps around here, it's going to be tight with the full field, that's for sure. To try and, well, I assume we're going to beat our caution, our caution record of 13, especially with a 100 lap race coming up tonight. Here we go, green light racing here in the second of the heats, and it's Dalton Lane just hitting that low line, but look at Mars around the outside. Really nice move there indeed. They go side by side, almost a little bit of contact there as well, but it's now the two leaders go. So, oh, there's somebody up onto the back wall there. That's Robert Rainey. Sorry, no, it's Keane doing a, oh no, now it's all happening here. The 28 car has been turned around, the 2's been turned around. This is, well, this is terrible stuff happening here, but there won't be a caution because we're in the heat lap. It's heat racing here, ladies and gentlemen. 8 laps to go. Dalton Lane right out in front here at the moment. Jacob Bland giving him plenty, and he'll be happy with all the commotion that happened up front, because he skips his way up to P2. He's gone up too. So is Robert Rainey, indeed, skipping all the trouble and goes up to P3. And the rest of the field back here, Brian Keane, we've got Trent Dalton, and poor old Sam Mars goes right to the very back, sees the entire field, and is probably a lap down, or will be soon. Here comes Dalton Lane, oh, riding that high line really nicely indeed. A big gap out to Jacob Bland with 5 laps to go here. Robert Rainey trying to eke out that gap there, but slams it into the wall, and that's not going to help him or anyone, in fact, with that pace in the 16 cars. So it is Dalton Lane out there in front, oh, just smoking his pipe here at the moment. No real worries for him. He's got a massive gap to Jacob Bland in the 14 car. Then we've got Robert Rainey, who's now found a little bit more pace in that BWS 16 car, and he's actually trying to make up that gap there to Jacob Bland, and he might just fancy his chances here. With 3 laps to go, he's really putting the metal to the pedal, if you know what I mean. But 2 laps to go. I don't know if it's going to be enough here at the moment. As you can see, the dirt flying up through into the crowd who are watching patiently in this one. Dalton Lane right out in front. Here's the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. The last time around here in the second of the heats, and it's Jacob Bland. In P2, I don't think he'll be able to get there for the moment. Neither will Robert Rainey. So it's Dalton Lane taking the checkered flag there. In this heat, Jacob Bland takes P2. He'll be happy with that. And Robert Rainey, after a few little trips into the wall, has made it up to P3. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The next of the heats will be kicking off in just a moment.
With fucking Fals. This is fucking terrible.
And now we have, ladies and gentlemen, the third of the heats. Tyler Worley out there in front. He's sitting P2 in the standings. And he will be vying for a nice little battle up the front with Braden Watson once we go. What's he done here? He's taken Watson's colours this time. And now he's in the 66 in the bright green, blue and red. Goodness me, that'll be confusing. We've seen throughout this season Braden Watson in those colours. So that'll be one. They like to mess with me up here in the commentary box, that's for sure. Gee whiz. Anyway, Worley leads him around. We've got Regan Gum on his outside, Mason Watson, Kenneth Nicholas and Annette Moore at the very back there for the first time in the series in the 4-car. See how Annette goes. But we are now green light racing in the third of the heats, and Worley straight out to the front. And I fear it will be a walk-away job here at the moment. But Regan Gum sticking it fat around the outside there. He's got the 42 underneath, and they all just really close there out on the circuit. The number 10 car of Kenneth Nicholas, sorry, the 01, should I say. I'm a bit dyslexic this morning. Goes around the outside, cops the outside bumper of the 12, and just gets muscled back to that position there in P3. But I'll tell you what, the racing's hard here with the 12 Regan Gum just doing his best to defend every inch of his life here at the moment, because these guys behind are absolutely throwing the kitchen sink. You can see the setup on that car in the background there with three wheels on the ground, one in the front left. Right up in the air. Beautiful stuff. Worley, as we figured, just walking away at the moment, riding that high line. But it's Regan Gum on the defence here from Nicholas. He is now just eked out a little bit of a gap to himself as well. So that's good racing there from Regan Gum. Now he can get the head down and start to turn the screws. Maybe try and catch up to Worley in front, but he'd be probably just looking at one eye in the mirror as well with that 01 car of Kenny Nicholas right there. But the action was down the back momentarily there with Mason Watson riding that high line, and Annette Moore just trying to slide herself right up into the action, but hits the outside wall there and goes back just a little bit off the pace. But I tell you what, they've all evened themselves out now, and it's single file with 3 laps to go here in the third of the heats, and the 66 car sliding his way to victory here in the third of the heats. It's Regan Gum sitting pretty there in the 12 car in third position. Kenneth Nicholas doing a good job as well. All these guys just need to hold on, and it will be the white flag now. Here we go. Last lap of this one. And it's Tyler Worley, ladies and gentlemen, up there in front. He will cross the line with the checkered flag. Thank you very much. He takes P1. Regan Gum takes P2. Kenneth Nicholas takes P3. Watson and Annette Moore P4 and 5. Now it's time for a bit of a warm-up, folks. They get a few minutes there to sort out the last of the setup changes in these vehicles. And once we are ready to go racing, we'll be back to you with all the action. But first, a few words from our sponsors.
That safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Contact Simulator Driver Training for more information.
Expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Mozo Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV back in Speed Nation to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation. On the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, gritting up here for the Fals 100, the DS 100. That is 100 laps around this tight little circuit here at Fairbury. Watson and Lane off the front row. Worley behind his nemesis there in the 66 car. Lucas Hines quick in the heats there in fourth position. Jacob Bland and Regan Gunn behind them, with Daniels and Rainey off the next row. Then we got Nicholas and Reinerson in 10th position there, with Keane and Mason Watson following those two. Behind them, we got Rainey and Slam and Sambo Mars down there in 14th. They had a shocker in the heat, so he'll be coming through the field with Annette Moore, Andrew Wagner and Trent Dalton rounding out the field here. They make their way around for the warm-up lap. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. 100 laps will be in the bank by the end. There will be one winner. Who will it be? Either between the 66 and the 93, as it has been all season. All you got to do is a couple of mistakes there and you find yourself buried in the back of the pack. So, overtaking at a premium here around Fairbury. Pace car pulls in. Now, we have silence and anticipation ready for the start. And we are go, go, go in the Dix Laps 100. Here we go now. It's the 93 taking that inside line at Dalton Lane, getting the high run off the turn 2 there. Away he goes now, and through the middle there. It's Lucas Hines trying to make it 3 wide, and he does there around the outside. Tyler Worley being very careful not to sling himself into the side of that car. Gets it done, and very sideways too on the entry, just to make sure of that. Goes up the inside now. It's actually battle on for the lead with Worley up the inside, and Watson going around the outside line, the top of the tree here, and it looks as if Worley's made his way through just before the first of the cautions of the night. We didn't make it around too many laps, folks, before that happened. We're going to find out what happened in the background there. We can go back at Green Flag Racing. I don't see any crashes showing up on my radar. But I tell you what, first of 100, says Riley. Possibility, mate, with 100 laps around here, we're certainly going to smash the record of 13. That was in a 40-lap race, so we got 99 laps to go. 99 bottles of cautions on the wall. 99 bottles of cautions. There'll be plenty of that, don't you worry about it. But we're set for another start. The pace car just rolling out in front there. He'll be off the circuit in just a moment. Going around one more time, apparently. Watson does find himself back to the lead, so that caution called maybe just a little bit before Worley managed to get himself to the lead, so he goes back actually to the outside. But he's right there on his door, ready to go, and the green light is on, and here we go racing again for the second time. And look at that, a little bit of argy-bargy there between the 93 and the 66 around the outside, keeping very close to the wall indeed. That was millimetre stuff there between those two guys. And look at Lucas Hines up the inside now, the 8 just sliding up the inside of Tyler Worley. Really nice move there as well. Maybe getting a little bit of help from the 9 car, Dalton behind, but sticking to that very tight inside run is the 8 car. But the top 2 are now side by side as well, with Worley cutting his way to that inside run. I feel like he's pretty comfortable down there, but then again, he's comfortable anywhere on this circuit or any circuit around the world. Here he goes now, but look at the momentum from the 93, riding that high line at the moment, doing a great job of it. And I tell you what, he goes for a big slide up the inside, looking for that switchback as the 66 gets it done almost, but they're now 3 wide. Look at Blake Daniels up the inside. What a move there from him. Goes way too wide on the exit, and he's going to let the 66 back up the inside. And I tell you what, just balked the 93 as well as he was coming through. He just had to get out of the throttle there as well, because that blue 5 car was right where he needed to be. And here comes Hines as well. So this top 4 now starting to kick clear of the field. We've got 91 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's quick fire stuff, but I tell you what, it is very much action aplenty out here on the circuit, with Blake Daniels making a move up from 4th position, goes bang up to the front, and he now controls the pace of this field. Braden Watson now looking through that middle gap. He could just see it there as well, but I think Worley just biding his time now, looking for that really tight inside run to try and block off the attacks from behind there. You've got Lucas Hines, who certainly wants to try and just shove that car up the inside, but look at Worley going very, very tight indeed, and Daniels sliding it around the top of the circuit there with all the momentum, all the speed, and doing a great job of it. But back here, Worley's got his hands full big time here at the moment. You can see Watson taking that middle run, and now just slingshotting his way around the front there as well. Maybe 1 or 2 cars off off the inside line, and Lucas Hines is there as well. Beautiful stuff, beautiful driving there indeed from all these top 4 guys, but it's all kicking off all down the field, so we're going to have to go and check out some of the action down the back here. It's Dalton Lane now. He's got his hands full with Nicholas, who in the 01 car we saw very handy in the heats and qualifying too. So he's there side by side. A little bit of a tap there to the 9 car as well as he goes up that inside line. It's 16 laps now with 84 to go. That's quick math here in the commentary box. I tell you what, up the front, it's still sort of side by side there between the 66 and Lucas Hines as well. You can see them up there just battling it out. But these two guys here going side by side for a number of laps here. Who is going to yield? We do not know. There it goes. It's actually Dalton Lane that just has to get out of it and says, you know what? All this battling slowing us down here at the moment. As you can see, this gaggle of cars behind all ready to make a move. That's Robert Rainey riding that top line, hitting the cushion really nicely indeed. Sorry, it's Robert Rainey down the bottom there in the 12.42. Here we go, caution, ladies and gentlemen. The second one, we got a fair way through that as well. That was beautiful stuff indeed. Nice little stint of green light racing there, and let's see what caused that flag. We've got red big time. It must have been Blake Daniels. Let's go back and have a look here. Blakey out front of the field here at the moment, hits that outside wall. Nothing too nefarious yet. You can see riding that outside line. Ooh, nothing too bad yet. Just dropping down the order. Maybe that wasn't the cause of the caution. Anyway, let's go back to the action where Daniels is in control of this race at the moment as the cars all sort themselves out. What is the position? Watson, P2. Lucas Hines, P3 on the track. Tyler Worley right there as well. You can see Daniels just pulling over there. What has gone on with Daniels? Heading to the very back of the field, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe some race control happening there as well. Being told to go to the very back of the field. That's an interesting development here in the Dix Laps 100. Means Watson takes over the lead of this race. Here comes the safety car in, and we're going to go green light racing one more time. See if we can match that. Look at this, Watson taking an interesting line there on the exit of 4. Still controlling the pace here. They must be chattering in the race control department with the safety cars come back out. Goes back in this time. Now we're going to get some green light racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Under green.
Who's going to blister a tyre first, says John O'Brown. Boom boom in the chat. It's a long way around. 100 laps, tell you what.
Started the green before we're ever even getting there.
Pace car's still out. Now it goes in again. What's going on here? Will we get some green light action? Here we go. Green, green, green now, finally. And it's Worley just looking up the inside there as well with Hines and Braden Watson going 3 wide. That's beautiful stuff there, but Watson will cut the nose off, get to that apex first. But I'll tell you what, Worley just trying to stick fat with that really tight line. You can see him almost making contact with the tyres on the inside there, slipping wide, and Nicholas goes around the outside of him. Thank you very much, Nicholas, with a great start in this next restart little pattern here. Here we go with all 3 of them side by side, but it's Worley taking that really inside run, which is interesting stuff. He does not want to yield and get back out on the circuit into that middle line or even the top. You can see Dalton in the background making good work of that around the top of the circuit. At the front, it's Watson controlling the pace. We've got Hines in there as well, just maybe a car's width on his outside with Nicholas there sitting in P3, battling away with the 66 as well, as they're both on very differing runs and strategies here as well with Worley. You can see just really maintaining that really tight line. Here comes Watson now, looking up the inside to try and block off Nicholas, and that gives a nice little free kick to Lucas Hines, who will just continue on his middle run there and takes P1. But look at the back here, it's all three of them side by side, 66, the 01 and the 93 of Watson, trying to just kick clear of that. And here comes Slambo Sammy in the 28, right in that high line all the way around. Beautiful pace there from him. You can see the speed that he's covering through, really getting out of the throttle there, almost losing it. Oh, he's wagging the tail like a bloody Doberman here at the moment, I'll tell you what. And now there might be a caution, because I'll tell you what, he is driving recklessly here at the moment. He's rubbing and racing, and that's what it's all about here in the dirt world. But I'll tell you what, he's gone up and down like a yo-yo here at the moment. Had the oh no, he's smashed into the wall there. We've had a bit of damage too. You can see that he's just trying to keep control of that 28 car, but it is maybe just a bit too much for him here at the moment. Needs to settle down, needs to get his head screwed on again so he can settle into that groove and that rhythm. But I tell you what, it's busy stuff out there in the mid-pack. You can see the 16 taking the high line. Oh, Nicholas been turned around there from the 42. Watson goes through. Nicholas drops about 4 or 5 positions out of it as well. Slambo slamming the outside wall, as he's done many times this race already. Tell you what, the action is aplenty here. 32 laps of 100 gone already, and you can see Mason Watson in the 42 side by side with the 2 car, and the 2 just trying to avoid him there at the moment. It's not going to work for him so far. Mars is driving like he's from out of this world. Beautiful stuff there from Hackster in the chat. We love that kind of thing. He's an alien out there on the circuit. You can see how quickly he came through the field. Speaking of which, Nicholas doing the Lord's work as well up the inside and taking that position off the 12. He'll take that with both hands. Thank you very much. Up the front, though, it's Lucas Hines still controlling this race with the 13 car now dropping back. That is keen, so we're going to see maybe some lapped car action here soon enough. But Lucas Hines setting the pace, doing a great job of it. His last lap around a 12.68, so he's a 10th quicker than the guys behind him. Braden Watson trying to set chase to him, but now he's sort of clear of the rest of the pack, and he can maybe just settle into a groove and try to eke out some of that gap to the front, or at least wait for another caution, because I'm sure there will be, and he will get his chance. Here's Slambo around the outside, and caution is called. Third caution of the night. That's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen, considering we're already 30, close to 40 laps through this main event tonight. Lucas Hines having an absolute brilliant run here in the 100. Sits out front. Got Braden Watson, the pacey championship leader, sitting on his outside for this next restart. Slamming Sambo up there, and has made it all the way up to third again. So he's definitely the yo-yo tonight, up and down. Tyler Worley in there as well. He'll start from the outside line. Or fourth. No, he'll be on the inside again. So we might see him taking that tight line that he's been doing so often here tonight. Dalton Lane behind him. With Robert Rainey on his outside. Daddy looking good. Trent Dalton and Mason Watson. But we're about to go green again. So let's take a keen eye to the front of the pack here. Watson very good off the restart, and look at that, already draws up alongside, hits the wall on the exit there. That might hurt his momentum just a touch, but I'll tell you what, they're too wide here at the moment. Oh, contact between him and Hines as they go side by side down into turn 3 and 4, but it's Hines still controlling the pace with Slam and Sambo going very wide and getting a bit too much of that outside wall. He could be, you can see how fast he's travelling in a straight line. He gets that momentum, but doing it Rob Chastain style, bouncing off the wall. Absolutely reckless here at the moment. But look, here comes Slambo around the outside, making contact with the wall, dipping in and out of existence in the connection stakes. I don't know how much more that car can take. If he backs it into the wall one more time, he does it again. He just keeps hitting that outside wall, folks. Maybe, I'll tell you what, the pace though, it's on. 4 wide there momentarily. Worley in the very inside run with Watson in the middle too. This is great action here at the moment. Lucas Hines dropping down to P3 or P4 now and battling it out. And there's a big group of cars here. I tell you what, another caution now, 4th of the night.
You guys can go on ahead.
Sam Mars. What a run from him. There mustn't be much damage on in this server because he's hit that wall so many times. It's unbelievable. He's got the pace in it. Slamming that thing around. Beautiful stuff. Anything could happen with that guy. Braden Watson in P2 now. After the restart, we got Hines sitting there pretty. We got Robert Rainey up there as well. Wally on the outside in that 66. Unmistakable. Can't miss that livery. Absolute. Sam Mars is the show right now. He is. Anything could happen with that guy up the front and absolutely sending it every which way on this track. He's made his way up to the front. He is in P1, ladies and gentlemen, after that caution got called. Going green light racing again. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, had a background annoyance, but I tell you what, we're racing again, and it's Watson just goes straight to the front. Thank you very much. Wally's there, just sitting pretty, biding his time as well, staying out of trouble. But I tell you what, Sambo going around the outside. That was Rob Chastain style, just riding the outside wall, looking for the inside run. Now the switchback's on, but the 93 just doesn't have the momentum, making contact there with the 28 as well, pushing him along a little bit further up that outside line, and that's probably the first time we've seen Slambo go around this one of these bank turns without hitting the wall. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Here comes the 93 and the 66, the good old battle partners. We've seen them at it this whole entire season, and I knew we were going to get some of this tonight. They're battling it out for P2 rather. Usually it's P1, but Slambo just absolutely gapping them here at the moment, and 2/10 quicker around that last time around, so just gapping them out in front is Slam and Sambo. But at the moment the battle's on for P2, P3 and 4. So we see the safety truck coming back out onto the circuit. It's the 5th time. Yeah, Lucas Hines looked great early, said Jordan Patterson. It's true. Even in the heats, he was quick. He was lightning. He was out there, led this race for quite some time. But through the mid-pack, or through the mid sort of stanza of this race, now the tyres are starting to wear a little bit. See him just dropping back and might not have the pace to hang it fat with at least Mars at the moment, because he's the fastest man on the circuit right now. Came from the very back.
So that one was
managed to take advantage of some really nicely timed cautions. And finds himself at the front of this field once again. Can he get the jump? I'll tell you what, Watson really handy off the restarts as well. You saw on that last one. Almost had Mars as well off the start. Couldn't quite hang it fat there with him because Mars was coming through at a rate of knots. And here we go racing again, green light, and it looks like, oh geez, Watson just giving him the hurry up as well. A little bit of rubbing there on the back end of that 28 car, but he takes that high line that he's so used to as well at the moment, taking the rear wing off. He does, and a little bit of a mistake on the exit there. So that's going to invite these two guys that have been battling it out tooth and bloody nail here at the moment, Watson and Wally. But Wally just again, just taking that low line, staying out of trouble as well. I think that's his motto for tonight. Just trying to stay out of trouble while the rest of the field goes a little bit wild here at the back. Let's have a look what's happened to Mason Watson at the back here. He's come back onto the circuit after perhaps just making contact with the tyre there, and trying to get back to the infield, perhaps. Something's happened there. I think he's had some wheel issues. Watson may be out of this race, ladies and gentlemen. You can see him, where is he on the circuit? No, he's out. He's gone. So there you go. First casualty of the night, Mason Watson will take no further part. Here comes Wally the weapon. Riley reckons Sammy should junk him. I don't know about that. We're going to see the black flag. But we'll keep an eye on Daniels because he did get to the front of this pack legitimately. And then I think some race direction, he was told to go to the back in the first or second of the cautions. So here we go with green light racing again, and this time Watson's got a much better start. He will hang it fat around the outside with Slam and Sambo just going very wide on the exit of 3 and 4. 1 and 2 it is. And now it's Watson taking over the lead of this race. Slam and Sambo around the outside though. Absolutely no regard for that safety rail around the outside, just giving it a kiss every single time here at the moment. And you can see the speed, the closing speed, the momentum that he carries around that top line is beautiful stuff. Here comes Wally now out in the danger area here because the arse end of that 28 car will come flying into your face before you can even say, oh my God. Here he goes now, the 66. Oh, almost bins himself there. Much contact, and there is damage to the 66 car. Oh, he's absolutely the oracle in the chat. Riley has absolutely called that one, and he's junked him. Sammy Mars has junked the 66 somehow, and he's gone backwards at a rate of knots. Tyler Wally at the very back. Big damage on that car, but he will make his way around back. I think the caution was called before he got too far back in the pack. Whoa. Interesting stuff indeed. Blake Daniels will take P1 for now, and Lucas Hines having a run of the centuries back. He's got the pace back in the car. Braden Watson, you can see absolute... let's see if we can get a replay of what just happened there, ladies and gentlemen, because you can see the 66 just being hampered by the 28, just sliding right out sideways, and collecting the 66 on the way through was the rest of the field. So poor old Tyler Wally sitting second in the championship standings and finds himself now at the back of the field with a bit of damage too. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, we've been joined in the commentary box by my partner in crime, Zach O'Reilly. Welcome to the stream, mate.
Good evening and good afternoon to everyone here in Australia as well watching on. Christopher, it's good to be here in the box, and we're off racing here again.
Yeah, absolutely. Green light racing again, and it's the 93 on the inside. But look at the pace of the 5 there. Blake Daniels making contact with Dalton up the inside too, and they go 3 wide now around 3 and 4. But it's the championship leader who now gets to the front of the pack. That's Braden Watson riding the high line, Zach O'Reilly. This is some action here, aplenty.
Oh, yeah, it's going on in the background as well. Even second place for Dalton Lane here. He's under all sorts of pressure from Daniels coming at him hard. They're all going a high line. Bit of switchbackaroo in the foreground there too. Oh, straight up the inside with a couple of cars, some contact right there in the foreground as well. You can see Niflis was in there, up on the middle line as well. Across the high line comes Gum as well. And they're all fighting over 3 or 4 positions. This is fantastic stuff. Look at them all coming through the field and just barnstorm their way around. This is 58 out of 100. They've got plenty to go, but it's racing like it's the last lap. Contact again, and they're all sort of wall banging themselves here harder than a nightclub at 2 a.m. This is fantastic racing here, Christopher.
All happening here on lap 59. You can see Lucas Hines is dropped from grace as well. He was up there in P2 not so long ago, but now he finds himself fighting like a bloody chook in a rooster fight here at the moment up the inside run, and it's the 14 around the outside. That's Jacob Bland. We haven't called his name at least all night, but here's the 66 of Wally. We've seen him cut through the field plenty of times in this championship, and now it's another one for him to do. With 39 laps to go now, it's about the race of a feature from what he's used to usually, and now he will make his way up the field. But at the front of the field is Braden Watson, absolutely gapped Dalton Lane, who finds himself in P2 with Daniels up his inside.
Oh, he's going for it, Daniel. He's taking the shallow entry into it and going for that low line. The high line's the one you get the most excellent. There's caution already, so that is a number 11 all around. Wagner, he is just facing the wrong way in the wrong place or the wrong track. Let's see what happened to him. He's gone underneath there. Mars has gone for the move. They're about to come into this corner, gone up the inside, and Slapperino, he goes. He gets himself checked up. Bang, goes. Poor old number 11 into it, and he's out. And there's Sam Mars in the infield, and I'll tell you what, there was a car in the middle of the track, and that's why the caution's out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Slam and Sambo, we've seen him up and down like a yo-yo tonight. He started at the back of the field. made his way up to P1 there for some time, and now he finds himself at the very back as well. So he's up and down, just doing it yo-yo style. But Dalton Lane taking over P1 here of the race. What's happening here? So maybe just had his nose in front at the restart, but that can't be right because Watson was absolutely flying out there. So anyway, Watson on the inside run. He will be P1. Don't worry about that. Blake Daniels behind as well. We've seen him yo-yoing up and down a few times tonight. So we're about to get ready, Zaccarino, for a restart. You take it away.
All right, here we go. They're all getting set. Nerves are climbing. They're about to go for another one. They're only off and racing here, and straight to the inside goes Watson. He's gone for it. Bang. He's taken it off lane straight away. Now he's gone to high line alternative, so it's green, green, green here, and they're all bunching up in the mid-pack there too. 5 or 6 cars wide nearly. 3 gone for the high, 2 for the low. Now 4 or 5 are involved. Switchbacks and contact again. The yellow's out, and there's another caution already. Goodness gracious me. You get 400 metres, and then we're back in it again. Cautions breed cautions, and I'm telling you, those portions, Christopher, are starting to fill up a little bit in the lamb shank department.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a good run too at the start.
Yeah,
we had I think we had at least 30 laps green light, and that is that's a record here. This series. Tell you what, Riley in the chat says Slam and Sammy can't drive a hot stick up a snowman's ass.
Wow,
that's the comment of the century. Let's see what happened here. It's Trent Dalton in the 2 car, sliding up that middle line. He's got the 4 on his outside, a little contact there, and just ricocheting off the outside barrier and serving up the metal. The medicine back to him as well. The damage gets fixed pretty quickly on these cars, so they can keep on racing. Speaking of racing, we're about to go again.
We've got some colourful language in the background here too, which is always good. The spirit is alive. The safety car's in. So we're about to start forming our way here for another dash. Hopefully we can get more than 2 laps out of him. But it's again Lane versus Watson. And Lane's gone for the inside line and the outside, and Watson's straight in there again. He's gone. Just monkey see, monkey do. Groundhog Day for him in the lead. They're all fighting over the major positions here for the podium. 3 or 4 wide again. Bit of contact in the background between Gum and Worley there as well. Number 5's up in there. 10's getting involved. 2 by 2. Them to the high line we go again, just sliding that mid to late apex there. And now contacting around goes Niflis. He's just gathered it up again. We won't get a caution. Thank goodness have made it. And Niflis is out. He'll see you later. But that is Watson right out in front. Mars is there. There's all sorts of things happening in the background again too. They are going for a hammer and tong here in the top 6. But this mid-pack here with Worley he's just started to gap himself into a clear bit of space, and the caution's out again. And goodness gracious me, it's all happening. And with these boys just circulating around like this, it's very, very hard to get yourselves into that clean headspace again. If you've been involved in some little niggles and naggles there, wall riding and some car contact, Chris, it gets the old red mist descending, and we'll see what is exactly the example of the red mist. So a bit of contact between 7 and 2. Rhinison there, he's just getting checked up once again. Slap again. Into the wall he goes, and that is an absolute poleaxing 1-2 times just for a bit of... what do you call it? Repeat biffo there for the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Slammed it there. It looked like a little bit of heat between the 7 and the 2 there as well. I think Dalton wasn't too pleased with the move that the Rhino pulled on him. Absolutely had the horn out, and I think just copped a bit of his own medicine and just popped him straight back into the wall. So I've got a feeling those two are going to be maybe stuck together again on the circuit once we go racing once more time. But you can see the safety truck now pulling in. And we are ready for some green light action. Dalton on the high line. It's going to be Braden Watson, the championship leader, leading us off here for the 10th time now. It's the look at the start from Dalton, though, around the outside, riding that cushion, so he'll have the momentum coming down to the straight, but really nicely blocked there from Watson. And look at Tyler Worley, big slide, big send as well, right into the lap of the 93, and there's chaos in the background, and another caution here. That's number 11.
Number 11, we've got to get some predictions in the chat. How many we're going to get? We're 11 in. We've had 3 in 5 minutes. So at this rate, we're probably going to get 24 by the end of it. But look at the racing here. It's just full commitment there by the 66 car up the inside. And then there's contact, and see you later. Everyone's around upside down nearly as well. Yeah. And it's just disaster. It's strange that the caution was called for that, because we had more incidents on the 2 cautions ago where the car stopped and it was not called. But that's the beauty of iRacing and the safety cars with the race directors there, Chris O.
Yeah, that's right. They got the finger on the button, on the pulse, that's for sure. And they're not afraid to chuck the old safety car out there. I think he enjoys driving that thing around. And why wouldn't you? A big old F truck, getting it out there, getting the wheels dirty. For the 11th
Any danger
time.
that he was a racer just like us and gets a turn on the wheel and just takes any opportunity that possibly get.
Absolutely. Got the old hair trigger on that one, and out he goes. But tell you what, we're almost, we've got to be close to halfway through this race as he peels off again. But they've swapped positions here. It's Dalton Lane on the inside and Watson on the outside. He goes early, goes Lane. He will take P1 now without a doubt. And Watson sliding it around the outside. Look at Blake Daniels. Great start from him. Just the 66 just falling into the lap of him as well. But he goes the inside run this time. And Daniels sliding it up the inside. Poor old Dalton Lane has dropped from P1 to P4 in like 3 turns. And Watson now, Tyler Worley just had to get out of it there because the 5 was coming at him at a rate of knots. Here comes the 12 as well, sliding in out of nowhere. And that pretty much pops a little bit of a cork in the bottle there as well. And a big gap forming behind, but now it's 3 wide back in the pack a little bit further down, and Dalton Lane's had a shocker of a restart.
He has had a shocker, and he's way back down there in 5th, so he's not where he wants to be for sure. He was up there in 2nd for a long time. Heads going on here. Reinerson's involved in that one too. The number 1 car, Rainey's sticking down. Oh, look at that, and upside down and around she goes. That is a flip and a half. See you later. Cartwheeling, pirouetting. Oh, that's nearly a hit the showers early scenario. That was a huge incident. I cannot wait for the replay on that. Boy, oh boy, that was something to behold there.
Let's see if we can find that one. It was Chase Reinerson. We saw him just getting stuck in there to the 8. Gets around the outside, and I think he just gets absolutely walloped there as well. Yeah, that was certainly a bit of retaliation there from the 8. I don't think Rhino's some of these drivers' favourite bloke out there at the moment. I'll tell you what.
Well, when you say you got the horn, it usually means something a lot more mischievous than this sort of stuff, but he's got it beelining for anyone out there, and so does everyone else trying to give him the old reverse rhino there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff, but we're still under caution here, and I think the safety truck is going to come in very, very shortly, which means these guys have got a bit of a breather just to calm their nerves and cool the red mist and make sure it descends from those cockpits and turns green at some stage, because it's just been a Watson show here out in front, kept his nose clean for most of it, and just showing them how you can go racing. And we're ready to go here, Christopher, another bout.
Yeah, we sure are. Let's ride on board with Regan Gum as he sits in P3 as we go green light racing once again. Let's have a look on the outside because it's Watson and Worley, the 2 championship protagonists now at the front of the field. And Worley just going a bit too wide there, riding the wall, not in a good way either. And now it's Watson just parking it on the outside run, and there's a pile up in the background. That's Blake Daniels going around, absolutely smashing the wall was poor old Daniels. And he'll make his way back out behind the safety truck for the 13th time, ladies and gentlemen. This is a record. Well, it's a tied record between the most cautions we've seen in a race. So it's all happening here. Let's have another look at this incident here with Daniels.
Yeah, so Daniels is in there involved, and he's just about to get poleaxed here at one stage. So there he is, he's wall riding, and then he gets a slap in the arse and straight up pirouettes and elevates himself off. The number 1 car's around as well, and as the safety truck came out, number 13 was further down the field too, already facing the wrong way. Just for that. So a little bit of contact everywhere on every part of the circuit. Luckily, that damage does get fixed pretty early on, and these guys can keep going. But I think some sort of consequences for your actions need to be out here. A 2-second repair for a written off car is a bit quick for my liking, but that means we get to go racing for longer periods of time, minus the cautions, Christopher.
Yeah, that's right. There'd be 2 cars left out there if it was full damage by this stage. But 100 laps in the bank. At least we can get the whole field out there and circulating around for some green light action, which is on right now. What a cheeky little start there from the 66, and he's caught Watson napping as he hits the wall, and now overtakes 66 again. A nice little switchback manoeuvre there from these guys, absolutely battling at hammer and tong out there at the front. A little bit of contact between the front 2, and they will go side by side now. This is great racing between the 2 of them. We've seen them all season, and they've kept it so clean as well. But now another one. That's 14. That's a clear leader, ladies and gentlemen, in the caution department. It's the Dick Slaps 100. And we have our 14th caution. Let's see what happened. It's Mason Rainey who's found himself in trouble back here in the one car. Oh, it's Daniels again riding the outside wall there. And now the 14 just, the 4 car just turns him around. I'll tell you what, these guys do not mess about, Zacko.
Tony Hawk style there. That was about a 900 rotation before he kept going. They do not mess about.
Wow.
And it's very hard, though. We've got to give credit because the vision out of these cars through the eye of the driver is next to minimal. And if you haven't got VR or peripherals to sort of turn your head which way, you're sort of just blindsided by someone who's already been in contact. And it's just a matter of who's got the quickest reflexes. So a little bit tough, but still, once you commit to a sideways turn in these things, you just have to plant it. Doesn't matter where you go, the high line, midline, low. You've just got to commit and hope that it doesn't end in disasters. And that's what we're sort of seeing here with the 14th caution out. Hopefully it doesn't get up to the 20s, but at this stage, it's on route, Chris. Yeah,
I think, well, that was all the predictions in the chat. I think someone said 100 cautions.
100?
I don't know if we'll get that far, and hopefully not. But we go green light again, and Wally is making a race out of this, taking that high run, and he's got the momentum here. He might just dive across the nose here of the 93. He takes the lead of the race. 93 in second position at the moment. Robert Rainey, it's Regan Gum there in the 12. Has made his way up to third. This is a all-time high for him at the moment. If he can hold on to that position, he will be absolutely cheering. But there's carnage in the background. It's Rhino again around, hits that tyre, spins it around, and that'll be the 15th caution.
Number 15, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what they say about number 15? It quickly goes up to 16.
Yeah, I was going to say one after 14.
Yeah, one after 14, yeah. Here's a replay of what happened. It's just a big check-up here. A couple of drivers just getting a little bit too hairy on the throttle pedal and into the back of number 7 of Riders, and he gets cobbled again. This man has got more hits than every single person on the planet in the ARIA department, I can tell you now, tonight in this race alone. He has just copped it left, right and centre. I feel like if he's a rhino out there in South Africa at the moment, he's getting treated like he's got no armour plating on him, and he's just a little wildebeest there sitting around. Sort of leopards and tigers and lions are coming after him. He's just getting hammered.
Yeah, the old the poachers have got him in the sights tonight. He's off the endangered list, and he's in big trouble, that's for sure. As he fights his way through the field, I tell you what, he's up and down again. More yo-yo kind of stuff for him. We've seen him in the past, pretty pacey driver as well, but maybe just a little bit out of control here at the moment. As we see down the back, we've got 4 casualties now. Hines, unfortunately, out of this race. Dalton, unfortunately, out of this race. Slam and Sambo has gone, and so has Mason Watson Sr. But we go green light racing again, and there's Tyler Worley now with the lead of this race. It's the first time he's had the overstart there, and just crashing into the side of the 93 there as well, going far too wide. But the 93 was there, and they keep racing though, nice and steady. But they're side by side, Zach, at the front of this race.
They're beautiful driving there from both of them. Good stuff from 66 to get up there for Worley, and they're side by side again, just taking each other out. Switchback move into the wall, unfortunately there, and that's checked up everyone. Will there be a caution? They keep going. Oh, goodness me, cars blinking in and out of existence there, still checking up lanes involved too, and they've managed to keep themselves going. Congratulations, gentlemen. But goodness me, it's all on. The number 9 just slinging up the inside. He's going to check someone up, surely. Number 5 nearly got collected by him. 93 is involved too. Oh, big collision there. That is huge for the race leader, and a caution is out. Rainey is still in 4th place somehow, but Watson has just been poleaxed back to 7th there. I would hope he will get a redress position for that, maybe to get himself back up into that, or where will he come out of it? But Rainey is just sitting there like a sitting duck again, and look at this. You can see them all check up, and unfortunately at this point you will see them start. The middle line there was the big check up, stopped everyone's pace, and everyone sort of checked up into each other. 14 into the back of the 10. 93 got spun around by 5 cars in a row, and Niflis was the only one there who started it, but finished off with poor old Watson being the worst out of that. Jesus.
Yep. Nah, unfortunate there for Kenny. He's been good in the heats too tonight, and finds himself at the very back of the field now after just a little bit of what would you call it? A little bit of argy-bargy down the back. But we're going to get ready for a start again, and it's Worley this time controlling the pace. He found himself in trouble in about the mid spot of this race. What would you say, around lap 50 odd? But he's made his way up a couple of positions every time for each restart, and now finds himself at the front of the field where he is most comfortable. We'll see which is his preferred line. as the pace truck comes in and we go racing once more time, and it's Blake Daniels with a pretty handy start, gets squeezed up against the fence there by the 66 and now gets collected by the 9, and I tell you what, Watson's just binned the 66 as well as he goes back to the very back. That's probably a bit of a commentator's curse there as well. As I said, he was going so well in between each one of these cautions, and gets spat out the back and down he goes.
That was a sort of a strategical caution now, I think, for Wally, because he got checked up and then he just stopped, hoping that the race control would see him. So he already got tapped in, 93 as well, too, just involved, but caught nowhere to go for Wally, and then bang goes number 1 into him, and that is all she wrote. And he's just put the brakes on, hoping that caution comes out, but he's unfortunately dead last now. And this is going to take some work for him to get himself back up inside that at least top 10, maybe, hoping for a top 5 with some cautions coming his way. But it's Daniels who's out in front. Lane's there, and Watto has come back from 4th and found himself back in 3rd. So this could be very interesting. We're going to see a charge back from Wally, or is it going to be Daniels, Lane and Watson with Rainey in there, all having a good stab for the final 20-odd laps that we've got here in the 100er.
Yeah, it's an interesting complexion about how this race has sort of come about as well. Blake Daniels, one of the fastest guys out there. His best lap was 12:26, so it's actually the quickest out there of anyone. I'm just looking up and down the order here. He's about a 10th clear, so he's probably now comfortable in front as the 16 goes a little bit early. Get back in line, son. That's the 16 of Robert Rainey, or Daddy, as he calls himself in the chat sometimes. Big Daddy's made his way up to P3 as well. So you see, in every restart, it's a different order. These guys are shuffling around like a deck of cards here at the moment, and we're ready for another start.
Yeah, they're getting straight up, ready to go. They're about to go right now, and off they go. It's beautiful stuff there for the number 9. He's straight into the lead as Lane go. So he's up there again. Daniels is involved there too. So we're seeing a couple of different lines come out, leading that race. All high line alternatives here at the moment. No one going for the middle. Bit of Biffo in the background. There is Rainey. He's trying to go around the high line. There's some contact up the mid corner of it, and they're slapping the walls there as well. Goodness me, that was something to get out of. These boys have managed to sort themselves out. 93's back there, and Watson, how did he go back there so quickly? Unfortunately for him, he's got to go. Contact and massive for the 66 and number 1. Goodness me, Niflis versus Wally, and that is Wally facing the wrong way, and another caution, 8 to 18. Goodness me, we're approaching that 20 mark pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know. It's just one after the other here at the moment. 18th caution here. We can see it's Mason Rainey around the outside. And you can see, I think it'll be the 66 that sort of falls into his lap here with after contact with Kenny. And poor old Wally having an absolute shocker here at the moment. But I'll tell you what, Watson not doing much better down there in P6. We've seen him lead most of this race, but now finds himself buried right in the mid-pack, and that's not where you want to be in a sandwich of angry drivers out here. We're probably a bit sweaty under the helmet as well after however many laps we've done so far.
I gotta check and see if that's your second.
Got to see what they're going to do here. Are they going to get the red mist out of their cockpits and out of the helmet visors, or are they just going to keep doing this for the rest of it? We will find out. But there was some good racing in that little 3-lapper stanza that we had. So credit to the boys now. I think we're just finally starting to see them settle down and realise that we are getting closer to the end. So some cleaner racing is needed to be involved. But there are some form of retaliations out there in the drivers' department. Are we going to see some Biffo NASCAR style here and some argy-bargy? We'll find out. But these boys are about to set up and go racing. And off they sprint now. We're off, and that is Lane into the lead. Straight away goes for the midline. Onto the black stuff he goes, gets maximum traction, sends it up there. Beautifully done. Look at the mid-pack there. 4, 5 and 11 all involved in that one too. Wagner's there. Keen's involved too. So they're going for a little bit of a side swipe. Up the high line. There goes number 5. Turn around into number 4. And there is poor old... that was... I can't remember his name again. That was Wally involved, but they've come out of it and Slapperino nearly pirouetting 3 wide, 4 wide, targeting each other in the background. Wally's come out of it unscathed somehow. Cars blinking in and out of existence. Number 4's around and facing the wrong way with 11 there too. And that's another caution, ladies and gentlemen. Out comes the safety truck again. And geez Louise, Rainey's been in it. He's been up there and down there like a yo-yo in all the departments. And poor old Wagner's just been sitting there like a sitting duck, getting caught up in these incidents. Wowee, this is getting close to the old 22 I predicted at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'd be bang on target here if they go 2 laps every time. But you can see just an absolute mess there in the mid-pack. 4 going across the nose there of 1 and collecting 11 as well on the way through. Andrew Wagner at the back. But I'll tell you what, just all you got to do is finish this race and you'll end up in the top 10 because we've had 2 more casualties in that last restart.
Caution.
Rhino Reinerson's out and Jacob Bland's out as well. So that's 6. 6 casualties now of this race. There's only 11 left out there. So I guess the less cars on track, hopefully the less cautions, but it doesn't seem to be going that way, Zacco.
No, it doesn't at the moment. They're sort of all just negating each other out of this race. As you said, we've got a few casualties there. We've got 6 now, and we've only got 10 left on the circuit. Now we're off and racing. Can these 10 get around for a long, long stanza here for this one? It looks good there for Lane out in front. He's got the high line, so he's out there. You're going to see the middle line there as well from Wally in the background there with the green car and red. This is a great stuff from Lane. He just wall rode that corner on the rear quarter panel. That was fantastic, but it's not going away for Watson here at the moment. He wants to be in the lead position. Can he get a little bit of a switchback move? Up the inside he goes, the number 99 of him. He goes straight up 93. Whoa. He gets up there, gets the check back over himself, and the switchback was on there from Gunn. That was fantastic stuff there. Here is the big man himself, Wally. He's all involved in it nearly too. Daniels is slapping the wall, and around they go. No. 360 contact, and poor old geez Louise. Incredible stuff. Another Tony Hawker just rotating around like a tin top. Was poor old Wally once again. Boy, oh boy, this man has been in the wars, and Daniels just started another one.
Yeah, just for his namesake there, just in the absolute wars tonight. We've seen in the past, and probably the cleanest driver out there from all accounts. He's won plenty of races out here in this series and is usually really careful around other traffic. But in this tight sort of circuit here with these turns that are very short radius, it's really hard to judge when you're going 2 and 3 wide and then there's cars up and around. So he's found himself right at the back here. It looks like Race Direction are going to bump him up a few positions here as well, back to where he was before the caution. So he will resume his spot up there in P4 by the looks of it. P5 maybe.
I would say he caused that one.
Yeah, well, it's between him and Daniels it was. Let's have a look.
He's just getting side by side. We'll have a look again because see how he went straight. He committed to the inside and then he just put the throttle down and then he absolutely pirouetted himself straight into number 5 there for poor old Daniels. So a little bit of misconjecture there, I think, but he's side by side with him anyway. And we'll be back racing very shortly.
There we go.
And we get there. We're off and racing anyway. Oh, already contact. That is already upside down, I think, in the background. But anyway, we're racing. Lane's out in front. We've got Gunn, Watson, and Rainey all line astern. Look at Watto up the inside there as well. He's trying to get that position. Caution's out. And that was incredible. A car was flipped before we even went green. And that's another caution. 21. 22's coming up.
This time it's Brian Keane, the 13 car, as you can see, up the inside on the restart, just giving the 66 a big shunt in the nose, and then just on his own accord, just hitting the outside wall, copping a little bit, and up he goes into the air. 13 to the back, Brian Keane. I don't think he'd be too keen on that one, but he might be. Yeah, he's out of the race. So there you go, down to 9. With 9 to go and 21 cautions. Can we get around the final 9 laps of this race without incident? And Riley in the chat says Wally's washed. I don't know about that. I think he just might be having a bit of bad luck tonight, to be fair. Yeah. Every time he makes his way up, he seems to get clobbered and down he goes.
He does go down, but speaking of going down, there goes number 9 of Dalton Lane. Straight down the inside line he goes. So he's out and racing. Beautiful, beautiful clean air now for 4 drivers, 5 astern there as well. Now it's still Gumb in second place. Watson right behind him there, 3rd for him, 4th for Rainey. Moore's going to try and get himself back up in there too. Really close to the rear bumper there was Watson again. But Rainey's just sending for the outside line. And look at that for an absolute gapping there from Watson. He finally just made his way through to the middle line, sent it to the outside, but didn't get any positions out of it. So it's very, very committed. Now we're getting some good racing here. We've got 3 or 4 cars going line astern here. 3, in fact, because it is now Lane in front. Look at the inside line there from Watson. He's going for it, Christopher. Is 12 going to get up under him? He is.
Yeah, nice little leapfrog action there between these two guys. You see Watson just turning in about halfway down the straight to just a rear entry into 3 and 4 there on that last lap. Beautiful driving indeed. But now it's the 16 just moving slowly up the inside run there, and that promotes everyone up a position. That is, that's a little bit of contact there between the gunman. He goes around down the outside, but Watson will force his way through, and the switchback's on. 12 goes back up to P2. This is great racing. 2 laps to go in the Dick Slaps 100. Ladies and gentlemen, Lane out in front by an absolute country mile. Nothing will stop him here unless it's another caution with 2 to go. I don't see it happening. It's Regan Gum on for the best result of his career so far in P2 in the 100. He's got the championship leader behind him, and he's going to throw absolutely everything at him here on this final lap. But it's Dalton Lane rounding the final turn, takes the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Dalton Lane, P1 in the 100, P2 for Regan Gum. And I don't think Watson's too happy about P3, but it is another big points haul for him in the championship over his what do you call it? His bloody nemesis. Oh, my words have just gone there in Worley finishing 6th, but Rainey in P4, Moore in P5, Worley P6, Wagner, Daniels, Nifflis, and then the rest of them are out. That's Keane, Rainey, Bland, Rhinus Hines, Dalton Mars, and Senior Watson down there in 17th position.
Yeah, great racing there. That was a good end to it. It was clean, it was hard, it was mean, and Gum and Watson were just about split by nothing. 0.3 of a second there, as you can see. But Lane takes out the feature. Gum second place, Watson third for the final 7 on the podium. Rainey and Moore separated by a good second and a half, with Worley, Wagner, Daniels and Nifflis being the final finishers. And then the casualties, Keane, Rainey, Bland, Rhinison, Hines, Dalton, Mars and Watto. Big casualties from those ones as well. But the less the cars are on the track, the cream rose to the top, and that is exactly what we saw. Gum got his best position for the whole season and his career in second place. Cracking stuff. But Dalton Lane takes the chockies. Beautiful racing.
Yeah, great stuff indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the night's racing. Absolutely beautiful stuff out there. The 100 has been and run, and congratulations to all the place getters. Thank you to all the viewers at home tuning in from whatever country you're in. I know we've got a few of the USA guys tuning in to watch their fellow countrymen go around, but it's been a good one. And Zacco joining the call for the first time has been a nice addition as well.
Thank you. It's been good to be here, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Watched on with a keen eye through the whole series so far, and just work commitments make me not renderable for most of the races, but good to be here with you, Chris. It's been an absolute rip snorter. Loving the racing and cracking action up and down the field.
Yeah, it certainly was. But I reckon it's time to sign off. What do you think about that?
I think so, Christopher. Thank you very much to DS and TW for putting on this series for us, their winter series of the Dirt. This is a cracking event, and get on board if you haven't already out there, wherever you're watching on the socials. It's been cracking to have you here with us, myself, Zach O'Reilly, and Christopher Munro, calling all the action. But it's good afternoon, good evening, and good night from us here at Sensational TV. Thank you to our name and our sponsors, SDT, Speed Nation, Bilco Pack, and ARD Importing. But as always here, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, you know what to do. Keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.